This is Gemara in Sotah Daf Chav Ches, and we're holding in the bottom of Chav Zayin Amud Beis. Yesterday we began the Mishnah, which began this fifth parak, a long and lengthy Mishnah. And to remind yourself of the opening words of the Mishnah, in which we're going to pick it up from the Gemara today, the Mishnah began with the words Kishem Shemayim Boitkin Oisah Kach HaMayim Boitkin Oisai, which we learned out from the pasuk Ubau Ubau, that just like the waters test her, that she is either going to meet her demise or she'll become fruitful, etc., so too they test him. Says the Gemara, Aisai Liman. Who is the him? There's two options, obviously, as the Gemara will articulate. Ilaim Labal. Baal Mayavid. If you're going to tell me that it's going to test the husband, what did the husband do that he's going to be tested? And maybe you'll suggest that even when it comes to their husband, perhaps there is what to test him. What's there to test him? As we turn over to Chav Chesam and Aleph, and the Gemara explains that what? If he has any Aveiros, what does that mean? Rashi explains, if the husband was together with her after she was secluded, which of course we know is forbidden, then the water tests him. Says the Gemara, says the Gemara, ki isbe oven bididei mi bodka la mayim lidida. Says the Gemara, I don't understand. So what's the kishem? The Mishnah said that if just like it tests her, it's going to test him. But ask the Gemara, if you're explaining to me that the waters will test him, if he did an Isser by being together with her after she was secluded, but says the Gemara, so then why is it going to test her? So says the Gemara, why not? V'atanya, we learned in a Braisa, v'nika ish me'avain, and the man shall be clean from sin. V'ishahi, and that woman, tisa es avoina, will carry the aveira. What does this teach us? It's a drasha that we thought we had in the past, maybe we didn't. Bisman, well, we've referenced it. Bisman sho'ish menuka me'avain hamayim boitkin estishtoi. If the husband is clean of aveira, if the husband was not together with his wife after she was secluded, then the water tests his wife. Eina ish menuka me'avain eina mayim boitkin es ishtoi. The halacha is the water does not work in such a scenario. So says the Gemara that clearly when the Mishnah says Kishem Shamayim Boitkin Oisah Kach Hamayim Boitkin Oisahi, just like the water is testing her, test him, can't be the husband. Ve'ela, who does it refer to? Liboyel. So then it refers to the Boyel, the potential man that she was together with. Ask the Gemara, Ve'ela Boyel, so then what? Listening to the Tani Seifa. So then the Mishnah should have said the same words that it said in the Seifa. Kishem shasura lebal, kach asura lebayel. Why does the Mishnah use these funny words that just like is asur, just like boitkin oisah, kach hamayim boitkin oisai? It should have said clearly lebayel. So answers the Gemara la'ilam lebayel. Vereisha, the first part of the Mishnah, Tani oisah, Tani oisai. Save Tani Baal, Tani Bayal. So the Mishnah says, really referring to the Bayal. Why the difference in terminology from the Reisha to the Seifa? To keep things parallel. The Mishnah, the Reisha says, Kishim Shamayim Boitkin Oisah, Kach Hamayim Boitkin Oisai. So it doesn't say Baal because it said Oi, Bayal because it said Oi. So we continue that what is the source? 12 lines down, the two dots. Shnemaru Ba'u Ba'u. Ibayilahu. Ask the Gemara. Ba'u uba'u kamar, oi uba'u ubayu kamar. What is the drasha? Is the drasha from the vav before the second uba'u, or is the drasha from the vav before the first ubayu? Says the Gemara, Tashemak, Shesur Labakach Asur Labayel, Shenemar Nitma, Vinitma v'adayin tibai. And we still can ask Kash. So excuse me. So what's the Gemara say? Shenemar nitma vinitma. So what do we see? That the vav is the vinitma. So to over here, the vav for uba'u is the drasha that we are. And just to clarify that the two potentials, I said it wrong. I said the vav before uba'u, the vav in the middle. That wasn't the detail. Is it the vav, or is it the fact that the Torah said the word 2 times uba'u? So the Gemara proves for the next part of the Mishnah that says by nitma vinitma that it is the extra vav. Continues the Gemara, vadayi netibai. I still could ask, nitma kamar, meaning the same kasha that we're asking on ba'u, we could ask on nitma. Is it because the Torah repeats the word nitma, nitma vinitma kamar, meaning it's the same exact drasha. So why is the second part of the Mishnah more explicit than the first? Sotah Shema says the Gemara 15 lines down. First word of the line is Ka'amar. Mirektani Sefer Rabbi Omer Shnei Pa'amim Amurim B'Parsha V'Nitma. Says the Mishnah, says the Sefer Rabbi says. It says V'Nitma 2 times in the Parsha. Echad Le'Baal V'Echad Le'Bayel. And that refers to one the Baal, one the Bayel. Mechlal. To Rabbi Akiva, who's not the darshan, is same thing as Rabbi Vav Kadarish. Rabbi Akiva is darshaning the extra Vav. So from the fact that Rabbi says clearly that he's referring to the double wordage, we could infer that Rabbi Akiva is not referring to the double word, but rather that it is the extra Vav, whereas Rabbi darshans the extra word. So continues the Gemara Helkach based on what we just said. The Rabbi Akiva Shita Karoi Kisivi. According to Rabbi Akiva, there's 6 times that the word upau is used. Chalas avadida v'chalas avadidei. Chalas yadida v'chalas yadidei. Chalas yadida v'chalas yadidei. That the Torah is teaching us. Why? How do I get 6? Because according to Rabbi Akiva, we're saying that every vav is darshaned. So the word uba'u is said 3 times with an extra vav, the uba'u. So according to Rabbi Akiva, we have 6 references. Chad litzava, one is commanding her. V'chad litzava, chad zavadidei, excuse me, commanding him. Chad la'asiyadida, one is that the asiyah, the curse, the Allah applies to her. One is that applies to him. Chali yadiyadida, that we have to tell them that if you were Iver, this is what's going to happen to you. V'chala adiyah di day. The Rabbi, whereas according to Rabbi, Talasa K'rai Ksivi, Rabbi darshan just the extra word. He doesn't darshan the vav. So therefore, according to Rabbi, it comes out that there are only 3 words, 3 psukim to be accounted for. As the Gemara explains, Chad, according to Rabbi, is Letzavah, Chad La'asiyah, V'chad Liyadiyah. So the Gemara is explaining that the Machlekes, Rabbi and Rabbi Akiva, is going to boil down to how you read the Parsha. Asks the Rabbi, V'Rabbi Kshem Shamayim Baikin Oisah, Kachamayim Baikin Oisah Minali. According to Rabbi, if there's just 3 references and we don't have a separate reference for him and her, so ask the Gemara, how does Rabbi know that the same way the waters test her, test him? Answers the Gemara Nafkaleh. You know what Rabbi learns from the Tanya. Latzbois benten v'linpol yerech, says the pasuk that the waters enter her body. It's a curse, and her stomach blows up, and her legs collapse. Bitnoi v'yirechai shel Baal. This refers to the bitnoi, his, the Baal. Atoimer bitnoi v'yirechai shel Baal. As maybe refers to her. For there we see the apostle referring to her. So Rebbe says that is where we learn out that it's not only a din in her, but rather it is a din in him as well. What does Rabbi Akiva do? Because he doesn't need this drasha, he has the extra words, the extra vavs. How that drasha is the Maida Lakayin the Beten Bereisha. That means that the Kayin tells her that the stomach is going to be inflicted first, V'hadar Yerech, and then the thigh, meaning it is referring to a male, says Rabbi Akiva. I agree, but it's not referring to the boil. It's referring to the fact that the Kayin tells her, first your stomach will blow up and then your legs. So that people will not ask questions on the Mayim Amarim. Once they see that this is the order that it's supposed to happen, they'll realize that it's all from Hashem, but we don't know that it's to the boil. Ve'edach, and what does Rebbe say? My beten v'yarech shma min alaboil. Ve'ima kuli lachi udasa. Imkilech liv betenai v'yarichai. My beten v'yarech shma min atarti. So we're learning over here that fundamentally that this extra vav, and whether the drasha is from the repetition of the word or the extra vav, has tremendous ramifications. That according to Rabbi Akiva, we have multiple mentions, multiple drashas according to Rabbi Nat, and therefore it plays out in how do we know that the same thing happens to the boil. And the Gemara continues about 13 lines from the bottom of Chav Ches Amud Aleph, the two dots. Amar Rabbi Yeshua Kacha Yodaresh Zechariah ben Aksaf. Says the Gemara, Tanu Rabbana, what are these drashas? Three times it says in the Torah, Im nitma nitma v'nitma. Lama. Why does the Torah have to say all three times? Echal lebal, v'echal lebayel, v'echal lechuma devir Rabbi Akiva. And the third, bal bayel and Rabbi Akiva, and the truma, she's puzzled too as well. Amar Rav Yishmael kal v'chaymer. Uma gusha mutaris lechuma asura lekuna. Zu she'asura b'chuma inoidin she'asura lekuna. So it says Rabbi Yishmael, we don't need the extra pasuk. So matam alayim Ravihi nitma, Ravihi loy nitma. Says Rabbi Yishmael, so what do we need the pasuk of Ravihi nitma, Ravihi loy nitma? Im nitma lama shaisa. Im loy nitma lama mashke. If we know that she was mizaneh, Vihi nitma, why does she have to drink the me'amar? And if we don't know, why should she have to drink it? So the pasuk can't mean he nitma or loy nitma. Can't mean that we know if she's tummy or not. So rather, malacha kasav shasafek asura. You know what the pasuk teaches us? Pasuk teaches us that if we have a safek zinos, a safek zinos is going to asur as well. For a moment, we peek at Rashi on the second wide line. Says Rashi, "Malachai kasev shal safik asura v'achi kamar kra isha zu shema nitma v'shema lo nitma v'ka'amar l'chadi ashkena levarer asveika v'ilay mashkela asura." So we're not sure. Drink the waters. Why? To be mevayer that you are tummy or not. If you're not going to drink, then you're going to have to be ulcer. Says the Gemara, 4 lines from the bottom, Mikan. From this, we could say at the done lisharetz. From here, we can learn about a din of safek toma. Once we're learning over here that this will be mavar the sveika, and if she's not going to be mavar the sveika, she's going to be asura. Says the Gemara, Mikan at the done lisharetz. Yet, when it comes to Sotah, we do not treat whether it was a shaygig mezid or nisrat, so we don't treat it all together. And yet, if there's a suffix, it's like a vade and she's asura. Sherech asu shaygig kemezid vaynis keratin in udin she'asa boy suffix kevade. As you turn over to Chav Ches Amud Beis, so proves the Gemara a din of sherech from the fact that we're learning that a suffix Sotah is going to be asura. Says the Gemara, what do you mean? Omi makav shebasa. As we turn over to Chav Ches Amud Beis, as Rashi points out, since we're not learning the matminami suffix, we're only learning the source of sheretz is from Sotah. So now we should to learn from Sotah himself. Ma Sotah, back to the Gemara. Rishas hayachid av sheretz rishas hayachid. Just like a Sotah is tummy. Only when the suffix is born in Rishas hayachid. So to a sheretz only be tummy if the suffix, if the doubt is in Rishas hayachid. Uma Sotah davar sheish baidas li. Just like when it comes to Sotah, it's referred to someone that has the das, the intellect, to be asked whether she did Avera or not. Av Sheretz, Av Sheish by Das, L'Shoyel. The Sheretz is also talking about a case where there is das to ask. Umikan Amru, Davar Sheish by Das, L'Shoyel, versus a Yachid, Sveikai Tameh, versus Rabim, Sveikai Tar. Shein by Das, L'Shoyel, Bein versus Yachid, versus Rabim, Sveikai Tar. Now, what exactly does this mean? Das L'Shoyel. So Rashi in the first narrow line points out last wide line, im nitmei simlav. Av safek toma davar sheish by bin nageya zed das L'Shoyel im nagayim lav. Vu amar eni yedei says, I don't know if I touched the toma. Kain adam I adam isik ben b'shashin aylet safek. He doesn't know. So what's going to be the case? It's going to be the same din, like we're learning over here, that it's going to depend whether even in the Das L'Shoyel, that Bein which is the Rabbim, Bein which is the Yachid, Tzveika is going to be Tar, and only by us, because it's Tzveika which is the Rabbim, it's going to be Tameh. We'll stop over here and we'll pick it up with the Machlekes of Yishmael and Rabbi Kiva the next year, B'siyata Dishmaya.